You are listening to Healing with Haley, episode 38, From Bumps to Babies, a journey of new moms with Gabby Avendano. Welcome to Healing with Haley. I'm your coach, Haley Kirk. On this podcast, we dive into ways to heal, embrace, and truly love our lives. Here's my belief. So much of our suffering comes from what we believe. I'm here to help you understand your mind and question those thoughts to start your healing journey. Ready to get started? Let's go. You guys, I have a special guest today. My friend Gabby, she is joining us. And I wanted Gabby to come on the podcast because not only is she just an amazing mom, an amazing friend, but I love her impact on the community and mothers in general. So I had to bring her on. Welcome, Gabby.
Hi, I'm so happy to be on here, Haley. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. So how Gabby and I met, we met actually in a prenatal yoga class at the womb room. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh, yes. I miss those prenatal yoga classes so much. They were like vital to my pregnancy and just like getting through it. I'm so happy we met there.
Me too. Yeah, I agree. I felt like when I went there, it was like a energy. You know what I meant? Like
Yeah.
it was very much uh it's hard to
I felt
explain.
like it was like such a community of just like new moms. I mean, we weren't really moms yet, but like women stepping into this new phase of life. And we were all just like, what's happening? And it was just such a
Right.
nice way to connect.
Yes. And it was synergistic. That's the word I was
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah.
Because it was like we were all of us, I think it was like 95% of the class was like new moms.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was so cool because it's like everyone was on the same page, and like some of us were having boys, some of us were having girls. And I felt like a majority of the class was having boys.
And I feel so. Like, I feel like on all the classes we went to, it was a majority boys. And a lot of us, like, we had our due dates so close to each other, too.
So close. Yeah,
Like
it
a
was,
month or 2 months apart.
I think it was you, Aziza, me, Sydney, Rachel. Like it
Yeah.
was like all of us like boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom. Exactly.
Yeah. So you said that it was vital to your pregnancy. Like, tell me more about that.
Yes. Well, I've never been one to like work out or do anything like
Girl, that's crazy.
on
Your body
purpose.
be rocking.
Oh my
How
gosh.
do you do that?
Shout out to my mom, literally. I don't know. I got
It's
to
just
start working out
genetic.
before I'm 30. Yeah, it's just genetic. I don't know.
Huh. Gee whiz.
But yeah, and so I was just like, okay, I really need to do something because like I need to be like have my pelvis open, like pop this baby out and like I don't know, I was just like I got to take care of myself because I was feeling so stiff and just like I needed to do some movement, And
Yeah, yeah.
so, yeah, I don't know, just like going to those classes and like speaking with other new moms or like soon to be moms and like knowing that other people like had the same nervous nerves as me about certain things. Like it was so nice to be able to connect with people who understood what was happening.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And I love the womb room. I love that it's a holistic
Yeah.
approach to motherhood, parenting, breastfeeding, like
Yeah,
all the things, parenting, motherhood, everything.
exactly. That was really important to me too.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I took quite a bit of, I took a lot of classes from them. And they weren't opposed or they didn't try to like push on any agendas or belief systems, which I really
Yeah.
appreciated too. Like they were like, yeah, if you want a hospital birth, like here's some things to think about. Like here's just
Yeah.
information and you do with it what you will. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Like I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Same. So like I literally took all of my birthing classes there and it was nice because they
Same.
touched on things that like I didn't know about, like
Yeah.
Pitocin and stuff like that, but it wasn't in a judgmental way. It was just like
No. Support it.
informing you so you can make an informed decision from there. And I think that like
Exactly.
without those classes, like I don't I genuinely attribute like my son's birth like going the way that I wanted it to go because of the classes that I went to at the womb room. Like I think that all of that just helped get me in the right mindset and like make helped me make the decisions that I wanted to make, and so, yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that so much. So going to your birth, so you said that it was the way that you wanted it to be. So
Yeah.
walk me through that. I know birth stories can be like hours long, but like give me a recap.
Yes. Oh, mine is literally so it's not hours, it's so quick.
That's amazing.
I was having contractions, let's see, I was, like, 2 days past my due date, and so I was like, "Okay, like, I gotta start doing some curb walking because I don't want any interventions during my son's birth." So I did some curb walking one night.
Girl, when you said that, I was like, I wish I had done that. That's
Yeah.
genius.
I literally went into labor the next day, like, that night. It was like I was curb walking, it was like 90 degrees outside, I'm, like, sweating so much, and then that night at 3 a.m., I'm, like, having such intense contractions, and I'm, like, waking up my boyfriend at the time, and I was like I don't even think I woke him up, I think he woke up because of I was just being, like, heavy breathing so much.
You're like,
Right, literally. And then so we started timing them and, like, it finally got to, 5 minutes, and so I called my doctor at, like, 5 in the morning, I woke him up, and I was like, "Hey, I'm in labor, I'm going to the hospital, like, I just wanted to tell you so you know." And he's like, "Okay." And he got there, like, hours later. I felt so bad for waking him up because, like, it's like, all it doesn't happen right away. Oh, I mean, I guess for some people it does. It didn't
yeah.
happen right away. Anyways, whatever. I got there at like 7 a.m. and then kept going through contractions, and then I had the most amazing labor and delivery nurse, Tanika. I will never forget her.
Oh
She
my
pushed
God.
me through so well because I didn't want to have an epidural, and she just, like, really gave me that strength to, like, push through the contractions, and then, like, I had my affirmation cards that I wrote out, from, like, a suggestion from one of my birthing classes at the womb room. They were like, "You could do affirmation cards, you could do all these things." So that, like, really, really helped, especially when the contractions were like, so bad. I was just, like, reading those. My boyfriend was, like, flipping through them for me, and oh my gosh. Um, yeah, so I got there at 7 a.m. and then contractions for a while, and then Anthony popped out at, like, 3:23 PM. So I
From
guess that's, like,
7
12
a.m.
hours.
to 3:20.
Yeah, yeah. And it was yeah, I pushed for, like, 5 minutes. I mean,
Stop.
and then, like and I was like I say, like, way too much, oh my god. I, um
Say it,
I was
girl.
like, this baby's about to come out, and my doctor still wasn't there. And I was
Oh,
like, "No, like, I'm pushing now, like, I'm not gonna wait for
good.
him to get here, like,
No.
I'm pushing now." And so I did, and thankfully he got there in time to, like, get the baby. But yeah. The one thing that, like, really bothered me, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, at one point, I did no epidural, and so obviously I'm fully feeling these contractions, and at the hospital that I was at, one of the I don't even know who she was. She came in and she was like, "Are you sure you don't want an epidural? Like, you're kind of scaring other people on the floor." And I was just like, "Get out of my room."
Excuse me? You
Like,
told her?
yeah, I was like,
You told her,
no."
"Get out of your room?"
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
my God, I love you so much.
what are you doing? Like, I'm in pain right now, I don't need your energy in here, like, no.
You said, "Get out of my room?"
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
you. I love you so much. That's so yes.
In that moment, I was just like, "No,"
You're
like,
scaring other people on the oh my God.
"What?"
Yeah, sorry I'm scaring you. I'm literally pushing life out of my body. Like,
Right, like, I'm doing a natural birth, like, this is what birth is like. I can't control if other people are scared, like, I don't know
oh,
what you want me to do about that. I'm not gonna get
yuck.
a medication to, make somebody else feel better, like, this is
What
gonna go the
the
way that I want it to go. I know, I was like,
mm.
I could not believe that they did that.
I love you for just
Yeah,
sticking up for yourself and demanding,
yeah,
controlling your
yeah.
room. I
I think
love you.
I feel like one of the few, like, now that I'm a mom, I'm like, "Okay, I have to stand up for myself. I have to stand up for my son."
Yeah.
Like, it's not the time to be nice anymore. Although I do think I'm a very nice person. I just
You're
don't
the nicest
want
person I
people to be like
know.
think that they can tell me what to do because, like, you can't. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Why would you come into somebody's room saying that?
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you're scaring people
Yeah,
with
and
birth.
then Tanika, she was like, even if you got the epidural right now, by the time it actually kicks in, like, you will already be pushing the baby out, so there's not even a reason to do that because 'cause you're already gonna be
Wow.
pushing him out, and I was like, "Thank you." So,
Wow.
yeah,
Where did you
that was
deliver
the
again? What
I
hospital?
delivered at, MedStar Harbor Hospital,
Okay.
and that was my only complaint, was that one lady coming into my room.
Wow.
Otherwise, I had a good experience at the hospital.
Oh my
Except
God.
for the fact except for the fact that my doctor would, like, almost miss the birth. But, you know what? I feel like that's a typical ma male doctor. They come in at the last minute.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, hey, I'm here for the good part.
Right, exactly.
So
Yeah.
funny.
But, yeah, it was good, and then they gave me Pitocin at the end for the, to get the placenta out, which
Okay.
originally I was like, "Oh, I don't want Pitocin because, like, I heard it was really painful." But I don't know, maybe I was just in so much shock from a natural birth that I
Yeah.
didn't even feel anything with the Pitocin. It just kinda I was just like, "Whatever, it's fine. I have my baby, do whatever you want." So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
That's
good.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
so amazing. I honestly, so I'm happy you had such a quick birth.
Mhm.
My birth, my labor was 42
Oh my
hours,
gosh.
I think. Yeah, and it was 4 hours of pushing.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so
but
sorry.
it was honestly, girl, I really believe it was the hospital environment that made it so long. I
Yeah.
I swear to you, because I went 22, like 20 or 22 hours of like no epidural.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're so strong.
But and I'm like, I swear to you, my body was just like so scared.
Yeah.
Like I don't think my body was like ready to deliver because I was just so
Yeah.
I really was afraid. I
Yeah.
was so scared. And so I swear to you, I think I could do it at home. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna rent an Airbnb right by the hospital
Yeah.
and just do
That's
my own
genius.
water bath. And
That's
then
genius.
worst case scenario, I just walk
You
there.
just walk there. Right. That's genius. Yeah, because I have that's true. I've heard like a few people say that just like the hospital environment, like your body kind of goes into like a fight or flight mode. And if you don't feel safe, it's not gonna want to birth this baby if you're not feeling safe, even though you're in labor, it's if you're in that like flight mode, then it's gonna try and hold it in as for as long as possible. So I'm sure that that's what it was.
Yeah, and there was this one, so I really wanted the heart like a wireless heart monitor.
Yeah.
They didn't have any. They had just the corded ones.
Oh,
So there was like at one point there were 6 or 8 people that just rushed into my room and they were like, "La, la, la, la," like they were all yelling at me and I was like, what the heck is going on?
what?
And then they were like, "We need your consent to give you the shot. We need your," and I'm like, "What the hell?" And then they were like, turn around," and they had me go prostrate, and they're like,
Mhm.
"We need your consent. We need your consent." And I'm like, "For what? For what?" And then they just stuck me, girl. I
Are
didn't
you
give them my
serious?
consent. I didn't know what they did. They stopped my labor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because their heart monitor thing
Uh-huh.
was they had no data for 8 minutes. And I'm like,
What?
what if you guys just checked the baby? Like, I
Yeah.
swear to you, he was fine.
Yeah.
Where I didn't like feel anything. I don't know if you can feel something if the baby's doing not doing okay, but like,
Mhm.
oh my God. And I started to hyperventilate. I was freaking,
Yeah.
and
And,
my
like,
nurse, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like if they need your consent for something, they need to come in a calm manner. Like,
Yeah, I was
rushing
like,
in, freaking a person out isn't the way to truly get a proper consent from them.
right. Oh man, it was
Oh my god.
disastrous.
What
And
hospital?
what? John
What ho
Hopkins.
Oh, okay.
And then as they were doing that, their lady was like, my doctor that was like on call, I did not like her. And I
Mhm.
guess she did not want to be there. Like, I'm so glad my labor lasted longer than her shift because
And then her shift.
not while
Oh,
her
no.
delivering my baby. And she was like screaming at the top of her lungs, like, in the case of death, in the case of this, and
What?
like, you need to consent to this and this and this. And I was like, what is going on? And then one of the nurses was like, hey, can you give her a minute? Like, she's freaking out right now. And she's like,
Yeah.
no, she needs to answer right this minute. Yeah, girl,
Oh
it was
my
horrible. And this
goodness.
was before I had gotten the epidural. I was like, I think
This
my
too
body's
much.
just like not ready.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
Yeah, I was 4 centimeters for 20, that whole 20 hours.
Are you
Yeah, my
serious?
body, I swear to you, my body was like, this isn't safe.
Yeah,
I
they were like,
swear.
not right now.
No.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So
Yeah.
did you have to get I don't know, can they expand you with a medicine? Like can they dilate you with a medicine? Did they have to dilate you more or like break your water or something?
So what was crazy is when I got the epidural, I threw up and I
Oh,
my body broke. Yeah, I think it was from throwing
oh
up.
yeah, like all that pressure like broke your water.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
man.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
it was like I was like, "Oh my God, did I just pee?" And they're like, "No, I think your water broke." And then I like threw up again and then like it was
Oh.
like everything.
All the fluids.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then they were like, "Are you sure your water broke? We can like try to poke." And I was like, "I mean, yeah, like you should poke." This was at like 30-ish hours.
Oh
So
wow.
they poked it and my water hadn't broken completely and
Mm-hmm.
the meconium came out. So it was like,
Okay.
yeah, wow. It was a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
mm,
I definitely want a natural birth next go
next
around.
go
It
round.
can be better.
Yeah. But I mean, I think like after 22 hours, girl,
Was
that's
nuts.
I understand why you would get an epidural. But wait, is that what they gave you without your consent, the epidural?
I think that shot was to stop the labor
Oh, okay, okay. Wow.
or put a pause on it. I don't
Yeah.
know. And
Okay. I've heard of something like that that like stops and pauses the labor. Yeah.
so I'm like, can you
Mm,
guys like why wouldn't you guys just check his heartbeat real quick before you
yeah.
like stop the labor? And I'm like,
Yeah. Like it's already been going on for so long. Like, do we really need to stop it at this point? Like, let's just let it continue its natural path.
yeah.
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 Mm,
That was horrible. But
yeah.
anyway, postpartum, post birth, do you feel like how was that experience for you with like a new baby,
Uh,
new relationship, right?
yeah. Yeah. Postpartum was hard. It
Yeah,
was so hard.
so freaking
Um,
hard.
oh my gosh. I don't think, like my birthing classes definitely prepared me, but I don't like the first couple weeks was just like I mean, honestly, the first year is a blur for me. I feel like I have amnesia and I don't remember that much of it. But what I do remember is like around like 3 months, I was just like, I don't think I can do this. Like
Wow.
Anthony was crying so much and just like
Mm.
wouldn't sleep. He like was so gassy. Every time he ate, he was just like crying or drink his milk. He was crying and I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like my now husband Francisco, his cousin came over when Anthony was 3 months old and she was like, do we need to take him to the hospital? Like what's going on?
Oh,
And I was just like, I truly don't know.
yeah.
And then eventually like I figured out that we needed to give him gas medicine and that like helped really stop the crying. And I guess he was just like gassy and uncomfortable, but like I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Like babies cry for so many reasons and that wasn't something
Totally.
that I was thinking of. I
Yeah.
was like trying to look for my chiropractor. I learned to like massage the belly and do the little feet kicks to try and get out the gas, but I didn't realize that there was gas medicine that you could give them also. Because
Mm,
I know there's that thing called the windy where you put it in their butt, but
right.
I didn't feel comfortable doing
I
that.
know. I
And
know.
so yeah, once I figured out about the simethicone drops for the gas,
Yeah.
that postpartum after that was a lot easier. But
Yeah.
up until then it was really hard. Thankfully, my husband had paternity leave. And so
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
So
nice.
and it was 3 months.
Whoa, that's a
Yes.
lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so he had 3 months of paternity leave, and, that was I don't like, I don't think I mean, I know I could have gone through it even
Yeah,
if, moms do what they need to do,
I
but,
do.
oh my gosh, Francisco was literally he's the best dad ever. He is
He
just so
is.
helpful, and, like,
He is.
he was on it, like, making sure that I was sleeping, and, like, if I needed like, I was trying to breastfeed, but I also got in my head about, like, "Oh, like, you need a pump too, so that way you have a freezer stash."
Yeah.
But then I wanna breastfeed too, and I was just like and then I had family visiting, and I was, like, trying to pump with, like, my family there, and it's so awkward, like, just I
Yeah.
was just, like, not comfortable. Oh my goodness. My biggest tip is, for me personally,
Yeah.
don't if you're not comfortable whipping your boobs out in front of somebody, don't let them come over. Don't let them force you into it. I got so stressed having my family visit that I just, like, gave up trying to pump. I pretty much gave up trying to breastfeed because I was like, I'm not comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
and then I was guilty because I know they wanted to see the baby, so I didn't wanna take him away to go feed him. So, that really, like, impacted my breastfeeding journey, and I'm
Yeah.
still not okay with that, but, like, it is what it is, you know? So, yeah, that was, like, really hard for me. And then, like,
What about that really hurts for you that you weren't able to breastfeed? Like what are you making that mean?
yeah, like, that it didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. Like, my birth went the way I wanted it to go, and
Yeah.
then I wanted to breastfeed until he was, like, at least 6 months, I was like, "Oh, I can make it." My mom did extended breastfeeding until I was, like, 3.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I was like, I wanted to breastfeed, and for that to not go the way that I, like, was expecting,
Yeah.
oh, it just, like, really gets to me. And
Yeah.
I know they say, like, fed is best, but I think that, like, for myself, I just had these certain expectations. I was like, "I'm gonna be able to do this." Like,
Yeah.
that is what it is. Like, I'm a woman, I'm made to breastfeed this baby, and
Yeah.
then so for that not to so I breastfed him for, like, 3 months, and then we did combo feeding until, like, 4 months, and then I couldn't breastfeed him anymore. I wasn't making
Uh-huh.
enough milk. And so I think I wasn't making enough milk, and then I was still trying to pump, which just didn't make any sense. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't know why I thought I needed a freezer stash. Like, I saw the things online where people are like, "Oh, look at all, like, the overproducers, and they have, like, a huge
Yeah.
stash." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I wanna do that," but no, that wasn't my reality. That was somebody else's reality. And
Yeah.
so I think that, like, not being able to live up to that expectation is just, like, a lot for me.
Yeah. 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 It's
Yeah.
it's so interesting how much media can kind of it's kind of like an imagination land a little bit.
Yes.
It's like this is the ideal, right? This is what you should be doing when
Yeah.
really it's like that's what they're doing, but what you're doing is what you're doing, you
Right,
know?
like, you're a totally different person, it's not gonna be the same at all for you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry that brought up those like difficult emotions for you.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay. I
Yeah.
think that, like, the easiest way I don't talk about it because I don't like to get emotional, but
I think it's beautiful, your emotions. I do.
yeah, and I think it's necessary to talk about things like that, that way, like, other people don't think they're alone in those
Yeah,
feelings.
totally.
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's so funny because at least from what you've said and a lot of my friends have said, it's this it's like I'm a woman, like this my body's meant to do this, but it's not able to do this. And so there's so
Yeah.
much like kind of I don't know if hate's a strong word, but it's like this
Yeah,
like
like resentment.
Yeah, that's the word. Like I
Yeah.
resent my body, like you're
Yeah.
failing
Yeah.
me and my baby, kind of thing.
Yes, 100%. And then that spirals you deeper because then you're stressed that you're not making enough. And then the stress also impedes your ability to produce more milk. So
Yeah.
then it's just like a
Totally.
never ending spiral. And then, yeah. And then I never even like called my insurance to see what kind of like lactation consultant that I could possibly get connected with. And I don't know why I didn't do that. I think I just assumed that like they're not going to cover anything, so I'm not even going to stress myself out and call them. Like I'm already stressed enough. I don't want to call them. And I really like looking back, I wish that I would have just called my insurance or honestly just paid it out of pocket. Just
Yeah.
even a consultation with somebody to try and like figure out what's going on. Just like been more proactive about trying to get the result that I wanted rather than sit there in my emotions and just like stressing myself out. Like I should have done something about it. But like I was postpartum and like not thinking. And so you can only
Yeah,
do so much.
it's so true. And it's so interesting how I think I actually think it could be. And I know you're saying it for podcast purposes, but like I think for your own personal life, our own personal lives, anytime we go like hindsight and be like, oh, if only I had,
Hmm.
the insurance company. But it's like, but you didn't think to do that.
Yeah.
And like I think the accepting of the reality of what happened might be a good start for that healing journey for all of us in general.
Yeah.
Because like, if only I've actually been doing this grief program by
Mhm.
David Kessler. And he says this, and I think it's so interesting. The brain would rather guilt ourselves
Mhm.
than to be hopeless.
Yeah. Wow.
That sends chills, like just saying
Wow.
that sends chills in my body. Because why? Control.
Yeah.
We want to feel like we're in control. Girl, I'm getting chills.
No, literally, I'm literally shaking.
So when he said that, girl, I was like, stop it. I'm getting chills up my neck now, too.
Yeah.
It's like so wild how much our brain just like craves control. And it's like, yeah, it's your fault. You didn't call your insurance agency and look at you. Your body didn't do what it needed to do. Shame,
Yeah.
shame, guilt, guilt. Instead of like, no,
Right.
I
Like
was
acceptance.
hopeless.
Yeah.
I was hopeless. I didn't do that because I was hopeless. Like
Right.
I just didn't know at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
now, but I didn't know then.
Yeah. And I
And
think
maybe
like
I did know,
accepting
but oh, go ahead. What?
no, no, no. Sorry. To say and like accept like now accepting that is just like the only way to get over it is just to be like, okay, I didn't and that's okay. And my baby's still okay.
Your baby is a freaking baby genius. So any like DHA or whatever benefits come from breastfeeding, he already got them. Okay.
Right.
He's a baby genius.
He's great.
He's awesome.
Yeah. So
Okay.
formula, like, yeah. And he was on formula for like most of his infancy. I agree, fed is best, but like do what you have the capacity to do.
And your body, what
Yeah.
the capacity that your body and your
Yeah.
mind, yeah,
Hmm.
like I think here's the thing. We're loving our babies. We're taking care of our babies. We're not like putting them in these dumpsters, right? Like
Right.
crazy things. I
Right.
shouldn't even be saying these. I hate repeating horrible things I
Horrible. I
do.
know.
Ugh. Um, we're not doing those things, right?
Right.
And not saying we're striving for that level of parenting, but like, we're trying our absolute best.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes us amazing parents.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. I agree.
I really love this idea of like parenting the way that works for you.
Hmm.
Because I I have friends that are like amazing parents like you, and like I have best friends that are like teachers, and like I'm like, man, I'm not at that level yet, but like I'm gonna do I'm gonna do these
Yeah.
things and they work for me and they make me happy and they make me peaceful. I'm gonna stay in this lane of
Yeah.
mothering, and I found that it really, really helps me be a good mom.
Yeah.
At least the mom, I shouldn't say good mom, the mom that I want to be,
Yeah.
the mom I really
I
want to
like
be.
that. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
less pressure, right? Like,
Yeah.
mom.
Oh my god. Right. I'm the mom that I wanna be, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know one of my friends is she's like a child trauma therapist.
Ah,
And, oh, I just love the way she parents her son, and I'm just like,
mm.
oh, every time we hang out, I'm just, like, listening to everything she says to him so I can, like, try and implement some of those things into my motherhood journey too. But just like you said, like, we need to do, like, what works for us, and so even if that, like, whatever she does works really well with her and her son, they're
Yeah.
totally different than me
Yes,
and my son. So
totally.
even though that works for them and I'm, listening and trying to take, like, tips and tricks from them, it still might not even work.
It's
It might
true.
not even work with my son, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think that that's another thing, like, I can, again, going back to the internet, you can hear and, like, read all you want online, and sometimes it just doesn't work for your situation.
So, so
And
true.
so, yeah, like pivoting from that and just like learning what works for you and like learning what makes you comfortable in your parenthood or motherhood, like that's what's more important, I think.
Yes, yes. Ah, that what you just said reminds me of it was like an Instagram video where this mom is having this inner dialogue and this child, her daughter is having this inner dialogue. And so the scene is like I can't believe I'm watching TV again. I'm such a lazy mom.
Mhm.
And then the daughter says, "Oh my gosh, mom's playing my favorite movie. This is the best ever." I
Aw.
know. And then she's the next scene is like she's cooking macaroni and cheese. And then
Mhm.
the mom's like, "Oh, this isn't a healthy meal. Like, I can't believe this. I'm such a bad mom." And then the daughter's like, "Oh, macaroni and cheese, this is my favorite meal ever. Mom loves me
Yeah.
so much." And it's just like,
Oh.
I'm like, oh, like that is so true. I feel like our kids, I feel like we have no idea how much our kids are just like, Mommy, I love you. You're so amazing and beautiful.
Yes.
And then on the inside, we're like, I'm a horrible mom.
Right.
All the horrible,
Exactly.
nasty stuff. And it really gave me a good perspective or introspection of like, wow, our thoughts as mothers can sometimes be really dark.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah, like you feel like you're doing a horrible job, but like actually your kid is so happy with what they have. Like
Yeah,
they don't I don't think kids want a perfect mom or a
no,
perfect parent. Like they want somebody who's present and who will talk to them and like feed them,
yeah,
and just like
yeah.
hang out with them, They don't need all the all the everything. They just really want their moms and their or
Their
their
mom, they
yeah.
want you.
Yeah, they just want you, really, that's all it
You.
is. They want you and your love, and that's always gonna be enough.
Yeah. Oh, I needed to hear that. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
So, okay, so take me through. So we went through the 3 month phase. So then
yeah,
after 3 months, kind of walk me through your mom journey from that
yeah.
point.
Okay, so right around 3 months, like, that's when I figured out, gotta give him the gas drops, and that made, things a lot better, and then I was like, "Okay, I feel like I can leave the house now." I didn't leave the house until I gave birth in July. And we had a heat wave. I was like, I didn't leave the house until I was 3 months postpartum. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to make friends. Like, I need people who understand this phase of life. I need people to like give me advice, to just listen to like what I'm going through, like be like kind of have a shoulder to cry on, who like understands what being a new mom is like.
Yeah.
And so right around that time, I randomly got this ad on Facebook for like this mom group where they like meet up for walks, and it was right down the street from my mom's house. And so I was like, okay, this is perfect. Like I know the area. If Can I curse?
Yeah.
If shit hits the fan, I'll just leave
She
and go to
goes,
my
"Can I
mom's.
curse?"
I'll just leave and go to my mom's house. And so I was like, I was literally so nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna say I didn't have any mom friends because obviously, like, I knew you
Yeah.
and other people, but I hadn't, since I gave birth, I hadn't hung out with anybody.
Yeah.
Um, and oh my gosh, so I went and I was so nervous, and it was literally like everything I needed. I was just like, oh my gosh,
It's so
this is
awesome.
so amazing. Like it just like talking with other moms, and it's just like you realize you're like, wait a minute, I'm not alone in this. Like
Yeah.
there are other people who completely understand, or even if they don't understand, like they'll still listen to me.
Yeah.
Just like they'll take my complaints and just be like, let it out, girl, you know? And I just
Yeah.
like,
They hold
really,
that space for you.
yes, exactly. So yeah, so then I started like going to those walks, and then the mom the mom who was running it, her name was Christine. She was like asking if anybody wanted to help her with it because there's kind of a lot of work.
Yeah. A lot of organizing and planning. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, well, I mean, I love to organize things.
Oh, good.
Like I was like, oh, well, I can help you if you want. And yeah, so then we started like doing the mom group together, and that was so much fun. Oh my
Mm.
gosh. Just like meeting, like I just meeting other moms is like I didn't have any other mom friends. Like my friend, none of my the friends in my circle, like while I was pregnant, like nobody else was a parent. So
Yeah.
like,
They were all
you know,
single.
yeah, they were all single.
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute, like I pretty much just need to form like a whole new friend group. And so
Honestly.
like yeah, that's really what like the like doing the mom walks really like did for me. Like I got all these friends, and then yeah, I eventually like took it over, and yeah, it's great. I don't know. I love it. I
That's
don't
so
know.
cool. And when I've gone to the mom walks, I've gone to two so
Mhm.
far.
Yeah.
Or one. It's
No, I
only
think
been
it's
one.
no, I no 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 no. You've gone
I've
to
been to two, right?
two. Two, if not three. I'm definitely sure about two.
Okay. Yes, I've gone to two. And I'm just like, it's when I go to a mom walk, I feel like it's a space where we can be both mom and like individual. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I can still fulfill my like m me as like Haley
Yeah.
needs, and then I can also still be a mom at the same time. Because I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes when I'm with my single friends, it's like they either have to be incredibly understanding and incredulously empathetic, which I
Yeah.
have friends like that. But at the same time, they just don't get it. And I don't mean that in a judgmental
Right.
way, but it's just like, no, it's truly an entirely different life and body and
Yes.
mind. Like we're not
Yes.
the same. We're not the same.
Yes. It's completely, totally two separate. Yeah. You will never understand until you are a parent. Like
It's so true.
yeah. You can like think you get it, but you truly will not get it until
No.
you have your own child. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt really bad because so I have two best friends in Utah and they had kids
Hmm.
really way before me. Like two of my best friends, they both have 6-year-olds.
Aw.
They've had friends for like a, I've been friends with them for like over a decade and they've had kids longer than I've had. And I just remember like apologizing to them after I had a baby, my Israel. And I was like, man, I was such a crappy friend. Like, I am so sorry. Like, I had no idea. I honestly thought it was like, I felt like it was like having a surgery. And it's like, everything's fine.
Right. Right.
Not like, postpartum.
Sleepless nights.
Yeah, healing. You're down there. Your
Right.
boobs are on fire. Like,
It was painful to shower. My
oh God.
nipples were so sore from breastfeeding.
Whoa.
When
Yeah.
I was showering, I literally I could not put them under the water. I was
I
like, I can't
think I
do
had that experience. You want to know what? Next go around, I'm gonna
what.
try these metal cups
Yes.
because they
Yes.
don't stick to anything. It's just
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah. I wanted to get those, but I was like, oh my God, $60.
What? Girl, I found some on Amazon for like 16.
What? Oh my gosh. I don't
They're
know
like,
what I was looking at.
they're like
The
handmade
the
titanium.
silverettes or whatever. Yeah.
What is it?
I think it's called a silverette, the thing you're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Like
love
a
that
little
name.
silver. I know, right?
No,
Yeah, I
yeah.
would too. Because I heard really good things about those.
And they're cold.
Because a lot of the other like pads to stop the leaking, they would like stick to me.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
the
I would have to put this thick layer of balm so that it wouldn't stick.
oh, that's so smart. I don't think I did that. Oh my
You
gosh, I
didn't
should have
balm your
done that.
nipples, girl?
No, I did, but not
Oh.
before I put that the like bamboo
Oh,
pad on it. Like when you're leaking and like I
yes.
don't know if you did this, and then you would put the little pad on your boob.
Yes.
I definitely didn't put balm on it before that. I should
Oh
have done.
no. Yeah,
No
yeah, yeah.
wonder it would stick so much. Oh my god.
The things you learn. And
Yeah.
it's funny, like I in hindsight, again, my
hmm
brain trying to control, but like it would have been cool if I don't know why we didn't like talk more during
I
that
know.
phase.
I know
That's so
because you're postpartum and you're just like I don't think I had the capacity to talk to Ed. Like having my family over talking to me was stressful enough. Like I could not talk to anyone.
maybe
I,
that's what it is. You kind of it's kind of like this like hibernation. Like you're just
yeah.
and they say that it's a medical trauma on your body and you don't completely heal till 2 years.
For 2 years, yeah.
I'm like,
I'm just
oh,
now like
really?
starting to feel like myself.
Really?
Like body wise, yeah. Yeah. I feel like
Wow.
once Anthony turned 2, not like on the dot, but like right around when he turned 2, I felt like I kind of like came out of this fog. And I was just like, whoa,
Wow.
no, I really like noticed a difference. Yeah. So,
I think I'm noticing a difference. It's kind of wild. Like my body bounced back really fast.
mm-hmm.
And I wonder how much of that was like because I went to the gym. I wouldn't say I worked out, but I made sure I was like in the gym doing something,
Yeah.
but it wasn't working out. A lot of times
Right.
talking.
Yeah. That's okay.
I know. Yeah. Um, but I wonder how much of that was that. I wonder how much of that was genetic. I wonder how much of that was like breastfeeding. I wonder how much of that was like I was really making sure I was eating a lot of high protein foods.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it like bounced back like real fast. But then I like kind of gained this weight.
Mm-hmm.
And my belly started to get kind of like pregnant-y.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I was if like my diastasis recti healed,
Yeah.
ab separation
Yeah.
from the baby. I wonder if it will like healed and then it regressed and then it healed. I
Oh.
don't know because I noticed a mom pooch still,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I had healed it, but okay, let's talk about how annoying that is. That they doctors don't tell you you can heal your diastasis recti.
Yeah. Isn't that annoying? I'm like,
Why?
I don't even know I don't know if I have it or not, or if it's
Yeah, you
healed.
don't. I'll just answer that for you now.
Okay, cool. No, but I don't, because I'm like, I don't like, how do you even, because like, I don't do anything. I don't work out. Like, I walk and that's it. And so I'm like, I
Well,
don't
if you think
know if
about
my,
it, walking is a lot of it's so good for you, girl.
it's so good for you. It's so good for you.
We're like, how many? I wonder, I'm curious how much you walk. How much do you walk like every day?
Oh my gosh. No, that's the thing is I don't even walk every day. I walk when I have my walks. So like 4 times a month.
Girl, you're annoying me right now. Just get off the
I
phone
know,
call.
I know. Like I try not to talk about things because like I feel like what like my pregnancy and like postpartum experience is like not um common or not the normal, you
Yeah.
know?
You
And I
must
don't
have like, yeah, you must have seriously amazing genes.
when
Like
I'm
body.
saying shout out to my mother, I literally mean shout out to my mother. Like I attribute everything to her and
Wow.
her genes. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, do you sleep pretty good? Like you have like a pretty good sleep.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
thanks to Francisco because he lets me sleep in ever like since postpartum. I mean, I think I'm still postpartum, but since even early postpartum, he was always making sure that I was sleeping. Because
Oh, what a gem.
I'm a person
That's
like I need my sleep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do you have like a lot of meat cravings? Like do you crave meat a lot?
No, my craving while I was pregnant and now is I just want sweets. When I
Whoa.
was pregnant, all I wanted was
Oh.
popsicles and like and fruit. And that was my craving. And then now I mean, but I've always had a sweet tooth, so that's not like
Yeah.
odd for me.
Yeah, girl, your genetics are man. Your genetics. So, okay. So you're doing the mom walks. Oh, circling back to that. Yes. I love how mom walks do it's like a dual purpose, right? It's like you're spending time with your kid's spending time with other kids, you're spending time with moms. Like it's this like
Yes,
yeah.
and you still technically get a little bit of a workout in because you're walking. So you got your mental, your physical, um,
Emotional, social.
emotional. Yes, you're covering everything. And you
Yes.
get caffeine from the coffee. So,
Oh, I love it. I love it. So what have been some of like the challenges of the mom walk? Um, what are like the pros and cons? Like give us all the tea.
yeah. Okay, so some challenges. Okay, so like I said, so I took over Christine, oh, I mean, I didn't take over. Christine asked me if I wanted to take on the mom walk full time, and I was like, yeah, I do. I would love to. And so yeah, so that's what I did. I started planning them and like, planning the walks and everything. So the challenges for me is just like sitting down and planning. And because I'm also a people pleaser. And so, and I want people to want to come and I want people to enjoy what we're doing. And like, I want a good turnout, like I want
Right.
people to come to my walks. And so, like, the hardest part for me is like, controlling the people pleaser in me and making sure that at the end of the day, I plan something that's easy for me to do. Because if
Mm.
it's what's the word? If it's inconvenient for me, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna have a fun time planning it. I'm
Right.
gonna procrastinate and I'm not gonna want to post about it. I'm not gonna want to do anything because I don't truly want to do like that location, like a walk at that location.
Mm.
It's stuff like that. So like
I
that's
love
really
it.
hard for me. And just like especially well like now Anthony's too, so we have more normalcy, so it's easier to plan things. But like the other thing was like just like planning a good time where I'm not stressed thinking, oh no, like he needs to be napping or he's going to be sleeping. So that's like kind of hard. That was hard. Now I know his schedule, like it's fine. But
Yeah.
that was hard. And then like just recently um like we were part of a larger collective of other mom groups, and there was like some internal changes within that collective, and it's just stuff that I wasn't comfortable with. And so then it was just like, okay, well, if I step aside from them, or if I like cut ties with this group, like what's like how is that going to change things for me when I'm planning things? Like, is it going to make it harder for me? Am I still going to be able to get the mom's discounts at coffee shops because we're not attached to this larger brand anymore? Like, am I still going to be able to do, give the moms the things that I want to give them, even
Yeah.
though we're independent now? And so that was a challenge, was just like rebranding. Like, that was such a headache for me. I was just like, I don't want to be doing this right now. It was so much.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why did we like, I felt like it was so unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like the rebrand was really hard for me just because it was just like a lot of work. And like, I don't want to sit at my iPad and like redesign things and like come up with my own stuff. Like I was happy where we were at, but like, whatever, life happens and like you have to do what's right for you. And like staying with them would have just, I would have been unhappy. So,
Mm,
you got to power through it.
yeah.
And yeah,
I want
now,
you're like channeling the inner Gabby in the labor and delivery room, like, get out of my room.
mm-hmm, yes, no,
I
I
am
really,
obsessed
yeah.
with that scene in my head. I love it. I want it
I
to
really,
replay over and over.
I don't. I wish that never would have happened. No, I'm just, I don't care.
Well, I think, like, I love what you said. You're like, I have to protect me and I have to protect my son. And it's so funny that you say people pleaser. I consider myself a like recovering people pleaser. And that
Yeah,
people pleaser, like, it comes up all the time. And I remember this one time. I'm sure I've mentioned it on the podcast, but there's just so many times where people try to touch Israel, and I'm just like, don't touch my baby. Like,
yeah,
I he doesn't like it. Like, I
yeah,
know he doesn't like it. And I noticed I would like put my body in front, or I'd like push him to the side and
yeah.
saying like, don't touch my baby.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't touch my baby. And then I came up with another one. I'm like, you can look, but don't touch.
But don't touch it. I like that. I struggle. Oh my gosh. People, I've had this happen on two occasions. Or where people like want to take a picture of Anthony because he's just being a goofball and he's so cute. And so one of them, it was this guy at my grandparents' church. And I was like, sure. Because I was like, I don't want my grandparents to be embarrassed or like have like anything weird. Even though like who cares? Like I never go there, so like I shouldn't have cared. But I agreed to it and I was like, sure. But I really don't like why does a random person need to have a photo of my child? But why can't I stand up for my child and just tell them no? And then whatever, this other time Anthony had on his like Poco Loco Coco cost like hat and his guitar and we're like in a parking lot and somebody was like cracking up and they took a photo of him and I'm just like, why do I tell people that's okay? Like just say no. So I
Yeah.
I wish I could identify as recovering. I'm semi recovering people pleaser.
Girl, you're doing amazing. You're doing fine. So let's do this. Let's do this. I had a friend practice with me saying,
Uh-huh.
so I'm going to
We need to
practice
do
with you right
this.
now. No,
Yeah.
right now on the podcast.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
My God, Gabby. Oh, look at your son's cute outfit. Oh, can I please take a picture of him? He's so cute.
Oh my goodness, isn't he so cute? I would rather you not take his photo right now.
Oh, yeah, it'll be quick. It'll just be really quick. Can I just, here, 3 seconds.
Oh my god, I don't even know what to say. Um sure. I just really
So
don't
tell
want you
me,
to.
tell me what's cringe. Tell me what parts of you are like cringing right now. Or you're just like, oh,
Um, I would love, okay, imagine you're a stranger. I would love to believe that you have all the best intentions,
yeah,
but the little like the back of my mind is like people are so freaky and I don't know
yeah,
what you want to do with that photo.
yeah.
And I can't say no because I don't know why I can't say no because I can't stand up for myself.
Oh, yeah. No, it's so,
And
I
then like
can empathize
exactly
with you
like
so much. I
yeah,
can
and
empathize
like
with you so much.
sorry. Like you like exactly you did. People are like, "Oh no, like it's fine, it's fine, it's fine." And it's just
Yeah.
like maybe it's fine for you, but like I don't know, pressuring people into things isn't cool.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
So what if, okay, can I try? Can you do it to
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the same picture.
Same scenario. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Haley, Israel has on the cutest outfit. Can I take his picture?
That makes me really uncomfortable, but you can take a look at it. It's so cute, right?
That's so great. Oh my gosh.
Because it's
Wait,
honest,
I
right?
love that response. Yes.
That makes me
Because
really
how can you
uncomfortable.
argue with that makes me uncomfortable? How can you argue with
You
that?
can't.
I don't even have a response for that because I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so smart. Okay.
And it's so funny how much like it's crazy because I feel like this is a lot of I don't want to say like childhood trauma, but maybe a little bit, but I feel like maybe a lot of times we weren't given a lot of body autonomy or the freedom to like express ourselves. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's like this like innate reaction to like
Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, oh, like don't make people uncomfortable because that's what we're taught, right?
Right.
But it's like, but I'm
But
uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. Right.
So I need to speak that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just really uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable with this whole situation. No,
Yeah.
thank you. Like, no, I'm good.
I'm
Nope.
good. Yeah.
No.
And honestly, if they're truly like, well, a decent human being, like you can't really argue with that. If somebody's uncomfortable, then they're uncomfortable.
Yeah,
As a random stranger, you have to respect the parents' wishes. So, okay.
totally.
I'm
And
gonna
it was
start.
so funny. I was, I'll share another experience. I was at a dinner, um, with a friend. It was a birthday dinner, and there was a girl sitting to my left, and we were engaging and da da da. And then for the whole dinner, no one had touched him. But then towards the end, this girl was like touching him. And I was like, oh, I'd prefer you not touch him. Because that's honest. I don't want you to touch
Yeah,
him. I'd prefer you not touch him. Oh, no, thank you. Don't touch him.
I love that. I love that.
And it's like channeling your inner room, right?
Yeah,
Like your inner birth room where that
yeah,
nurse just came in and said what she said. And you're like, you need to leave. Like,
yeah,
I don't like what you're saying or doing. Like, please
yeah,
leave.
yeah.
Please stop what this behavior is.
Please, yeah. Oh, that's so good. I prefer you not to. That makes me
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Okay, I'm gonna internalize those phrases, and next time somebody tries some random person, I'm gonna stick up for myself and my son.
Yeah. Or another one I love is like, no, is a complete sentence.
It is, yes.
Like, no, thank you. Just smile. Oh, no, thank you. Bye.
But I'm getting Miss Rachel flashbacks right now.
Oh man. I was like, is this how I have to talk to my son so that he can
Oh
start
my,
speaking?
right? Oh my goodness.
Put on Miss Rachel.
Not anymore. We watched Miss Rachel for a little bit, but I just truly, I love her. I love her. I
Yeah.
just can't handle it. I just can't handle it. I just can't.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, man. See, that's what I mean by like, I can't talk to my son that way. Like, it's just so not authentic. And
Yeah.
it's so like,
Well, it's funny because I don't mind. Like, I will do a sing-songy voice with Anthony all day.
yeah,
But if I hear it, I'm like, I can't have it. I just can't. I
it's
think,
just
I
like
don't know.
annoying.
Yeah, it's just annoying. I'm sure people are like annoyed when they hear me talking to my son, but I don't care.
Yeah, it's like I'm engaging with my baby the way I want to.
Right, exactly.
Oh man.
Oh,
So
God.
I want you to talk on one other piece before we end. Your son is so cute. So Anthony and Israel, they're like about the same age. They're like two, he's like a month or two
Anthony is
older.
July 21.
Oh, wow. Okay, they're like a month apart.
They're a
Okay,
month apart. Yeah.
because Israel's 22 of August.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so fun. And so
Um,
Israel and Anthony get along so well. And I like
oh,
my
wow.
heart melts every time I see videos or watch them play
I
together.
know. I love that we can drop our kids off. Like I can drop Anthony off, you can drop Israel off, and we're both comfortable. We both know that they're going to be okay.
Yes.
I'm comfortable with the way you parent. I think you're comfortable with the way I parent. Like we
Love
both
the way you
know that
parent.
they're going to be safe in their environment and they're
Yeah.
going to have a great time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Take me up on it more because you're not
Yes,
doing it.
I know.
But
I
I
really
love
need to.
Anthony's memory, yo. Like it is amazing. I remember he came over again and he was like, one, two, oh, he was like, peekaboo, where are you? And it was because I was playing like a game where I would
Yeah.
like put the blanket over them and then pull them off, like play the blanket off and like,
Oh my goodness.
and I'm like, man. So tell me this. Tell me how much about your parenting is like, what are you doing with Anthony that allows him to be so cognizant of like words, memory, like sentence structure, like you're doing all the things because
Oh my
he's
goodness.
amazing.
Thank you. I wish I knew. What I do in my parenting that I feel like makes him the way he is. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so
Hmm.
I think that that greatly helps.
Yeah.
I can do like anything because I get to stay at home with him. But
Yeah.
like I like to read to him. Like we read probably like 20 books a day. We read for like total has to be at least an hour a day that we're reading. I try not to tell him no for things
Hmm.
unless it like affects his safety or puts him in harm's way or like it's a boundary that I hold, then obviously I'll say no. But
Yeah.
yeah, see, I try to save the nose for like dangerous things. And I try to like describe what we're doing. Um,
And is that throughout the entire day, or are there times where you allow like lulls of silence?
oh yeah, I'll allow lulls of silence. I think that well now that he's two, he does like independently play by himself. And so like if he's
Hmm.
focused on something, like I'm not gonna sit there and narrate what he's doing. Like I'm gonna let him focus. But like when he was, like sick, like once he started to be like 6 months, I felt like that's when he was like really like playing with things, like he would
Hmm.
bat at a toy or like crawl to something.
Yeah.
Um, and so like this is such a good question. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Like I will just like I just talk to him a lot.
Yeah.
I like to talk, so I just talk to him a lot. um and I don't know, he's always asking like what is that? Or even if he knows what it is, he'll ask what is that? And then I'll just ask him, well, what do you think it is? Or I don't know.
And are these things that you learned from your mom or from like mom accounts on medias?
Mhm.
Like,
Um, both. Yes, both. I'm not like, I can't really sit and read a book. I've been
mhm.
reading the same book since April. It's a great book, but I haven't gotten through it. How to Talk to Little Kids So They'll Listen. Highly recommend it.
Oh, I have that book, but it's not for little kids. How to talk so kids will listen.
Yeah. I need to give it to you because I'm sure you'll finish it before I can get through it. It's a really good
Oh,
book.
no, don't give me a book.
Um,
I'm the same. I have to listen. I have to do
that I
audibles.
yeah, that's what I should do is I should just put it on audio.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of like I think that a lot of things I learned is through like Instagram reels.
Okay.
Um, but also I think I just like knew what kind of parent how I wanted to parent, and
Yeah.
I liked the way that my mom parented me for the most part.
Oh, really?
Um, I mean, I turned out fabulous, so I think she did a pretty good job.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Um, and so like I knew I'm not a person who's gonna give him a ton of boundaries and say no to everything. Like I'm kind of like if you do something, this is gonna be the natural consequence. So,
What
you can take that
consequences do you
risk.
want?
Right. You can take the risk and I'll try to catch you if you fall. But if that's the choice you want to make after I've explained maybe why you shouldn't do it, then that's on you, bud.
Yeah.
Um,
I have the same, very similar approach where I like to save my nose for like the danger ones. I think
uh
especially at this age and in our kids, they're like
yeah.
innocent and not doing like drugs or
Right,
like they're
exactly.
not like doing things they shouldn't be doing at that age, right?
Right.
So it's like for me, like just today, I was at an elementary school and this kid was like, "Where's my vape?" And I was like, "Oh
I
my
saw yes. Oh my gosh, I
God."
saw a kid vaping while they were walking down the street, and I was like, "How did you even get that? What? What are
Like
you
I'm
doing?"
homeschooling Israel.
I know. I'm like, so yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't. I'm like, how do kids even get this stuff? Ugh.
I'm like, I
I'm
swear
so
you're in
happy that
elementary
I'm an
school.
adult now, and that I'm not a kid during this
Yo, yeah,
like
what they're
what I
going through.
century.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy out there. I'm so yeah. Ugh, I don't even want to think about how bad it's gonna be. But this is such a tangent.
I
But
love it.
what's crazy is like so like the generation that's like the people that are 10 years old now, like tweens now,
Yeah.
they were pretty much raised by like people like our age
Yeah, like 10, like a little bit older,
or
but
or a little
around
bit older.
millennials, the
Yeah,
older millennials.
yeah. Which means, in my opinion, some of them are not doing a great job. But then I think like,
Yeah.
why are kids that way? Like, why aren't parents parenting the way that they need to be? And I think it's because people are on their phone. I think it's because people are on their phone and they don't want to be parents. I don't know. But it's just crazy because I feel like I can relate to a lot of people,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's just crazy that it's like people our age and older, I don't know if that even makes sense what I'm trying to say.
It
It's just,
does. No, it does. I think that I think you're hitting it right on the head with phones.
yeah.
I didn't know this, but kids our age, our kids' age, they're only supposed to be watching 30 minutes a day of TV.
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah.
there was a point in my parenting, I'm going to be honest, he watched 3 movies a day because
Yeah.
I was working. And I was
Right.
like, I don't know what else to do. And
Yeah.
there was so many things I could have done, like sensory kits and all these things, but
But people
I
just don't
get it.
know. And you're in survival mode because like
Yeah.
you're trying to work and take care of your kid, but you
Yeah.
don't have the time. You feel like you don't have the time to set up a sensory bin without
Right.
them screaming, wanting something to do. And like you're just like trying to get through the day, you're doing the best you
Yeah.
can. Like I don't think
Yeah.
people don't realize once I realized like how much the screen time was affecting Anthony, like we just had to take it away. Like that was just what it was. And I just like yeah, I don't I don't think that people realize the kind of effects that screen time can have
Yeah.
on their child, on their relationship with their child,
Truly.
and how like hard it is to like detox from screen time. I think
Uh,
people know it's hard to detox from it, and that's one of the things that makes it harder to want to stop screen time is because it's hard to detox.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I saw this mom, her baby was like 17 months old or something, and the baby had been watching Coco Melon, and it's like
Oh
for
my goodness.
hours,
Oh
hours,
my.
hours, and the baby was having withdrawals.
Yeah, yeah, Cocomelon is literally addicting. So I don't know where I read this, but it said that if the scene switches um
The fast
the fast pace.
motion.
It needs to be
Yeah,
on the scene for 5 seconds or longer.
yeah,
And Cocomelon switches like every 3 seconds,
yeah.
not less.
And so Israel has two older sisters, and they
Hmm.
showed him this show called like Tiny Bots. And they were like talking about how cute he acts and he like does the whole like intro and
Oh,
I swear to you, it's not a good show. Like I could already like my mom's senses were tingling. And then I finally watched it with them. And I'm like, no, I
mm-mm.
know this. And it was because it was fast. And I'm like, this,
Yeah,
and he was glued to the screen,
yeah,
like glued to the screen. And then I looked it up and I was like, is Tiny Bots appropriate for a 2-year-old? And it said,
yeah.
no, it's recommended for audiences 4 to 5 years old.
What the
Yeah.
heck?
And I
Oh,
was like, uh-huh. So I
yeah.
told the girls, I was like, guys, like, this is why, please don't show this to him. Like,
Hmm.
take him outside. Like, he just like knows. no screen time, like just
Yeah.
try real hard. And I like to let him watch a show like I love Bluey.
Yeah.
Have you
Bluey's
watched
cute.
Bluey?
Yeah, Bluey's cute.
It's so cute. And I'm like, oh, I can get behind this show because it's like family value.
Mhm.
It's trying to teach them
Have
imagination.
you seen Daniel Tiger?
No,
Oh, you gotta watch it.
Daniel Tiger.
Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
like it's based off of it's an animated version pretty much. I don't think I ever watched it, but Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
I love Mr.
It's
Rogers.
it's like one of the productions from them. So it's great.
Fun.
People love
Did you
it.
know Mr. Rogers was one of like the first um celebrities to be a civil rights activist?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he publicly was like it was a newspaper where a pool manager of a hotel was pouring chlorine while there were African American people in the pool. It was an act of racism, and he went on the show or he did something publicly where he's like, "This is wrong,"
Not
and
okay.
he said it on live TV, and I was like,
Wow, that's
"I love
amazing.
him." It
No
was
idea.
so cool. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
so I
I
think you would like
love Mr. Rogers.
yeah, you would probably like the show too. Yeah, I somebody told me or like I read, I don't know, saw it somewhere that Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was a good show because it was like having a positive influence.
Oh,
Because it's like kind of like a father figure pretty much.
yeah.
Who like sits down and like actually like talks with you. So that's why it was such a good show.
Oh,
I
I
don't think
I think I watched a preview or half of the documentary for Mr. Rogers. I love documentaries
oh, I like
about,
documentary.
yeah, they're so good. Yeah, yeah. He's a beautiful human being. I loved his answer. Um, Someone was like, there's so much evil in the world, why are you so like happy? And
Hmm.
he was like, look to the helpers.
Hmm. Yeah.
How profound is that? Like,
Yeah.
look to the helpers. And I think that it's a small answer to such a big it's just like focus on like who's doing the good. And then
Yeah.
like it's like that's such a powerfully small answer that you wouldn't expect, but
Yeah.
it has such big meaning. You're like,
Yeah.
wow.
Whoa. Yeah, I truly I really agree with that because I feel like there's so many things. Oh, there's so many if I think about things too long, like the state of the world for too long, I
I know.
literally will cry.
Yeah.
And so I genuinely try to just remain positive and just like be nice to myself and like speak kind things to others and just be an understanding person because there's so much crap going on.
Yeah,
Like you don't need to be another negative energy in the world. Like
I
just be
agree.
positive, and I feel like if enough people are positive and kind to each other, we can offset all the crappy stuff that's happening.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I think at the same time, sometimes trying to be positive can hinder us too.
Yeah, definitely
And
don't like yeah.
I actually went through like there was a grief stage I had to go through a few months ago where
Mhm.
I was like I kind of had to grieve my reality of my life. And
Mhm.
that's where I picked up that program. I'm gonna post it because it's a free 5 day like workshop with this guy. And he actually created the 5 stages of grief. He co-authored it
Oh yeah,
years
post it. I
ago.
want to that.
Yeah, yeah, David Kessler. And he created
You know
this
what? I have heard that name before.
David Kessler.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's so vivacious. I love him. And so he created that, and then he lost his son. Um, and he wrote the sixth stage of grief was like finding meaning.
Mm.
And I was like, oh man, the things he says, I'm like, like it's like that deep truth bombs that are like
You
healing
need.
you, you know?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, but yeah, I think I agree with you. I think that if we can focus on things that promote that positivity, that love, that
Yeah.
kindness, and then in those moments when we're in a dark place, it, almost almost kind of accepting it, accepting
Mhm.
like, no, it's okay that I'm not
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
it's quite okay.
Yeah.
And because it's almost like a tsunami or like a big wave, like you're like,
It
oh
is.
my God, here it
Yeah.
comes. And then you're under
In the
like,
thick of it, feel like you're
yeah, and you
drowning.
keep drowning.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh."
When is this gonna end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like for me, it's so interesting. Tell me if this has been your experience in motherhood. There were days where I would like wake up and I would just like dread the day, where I was just like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
my, I felt like groundhog. Like
Yeah.
it was just like on repeat, repeat, and like
Yeah.
it felt so groundhoggy. Like it was just like
Yeah.
I know exactly what's gonna happen. And it's good that there's that routine, right? But like it's also the dread of the routine,
Yeah.
So it's like that
Yeah.
monotony. But the moment I started um adding in little trickles of like playfulness, adventure, presence, when I
Hmm.
started adding those little elements, it was so crazy how much I would say better I showed up as a mom. Like I was
Yeah.
actually enjoying motherhood instead of like
Yeah.
doing it
Dreading.
because I knew I wanted to be
Yeah.
that type of mom, but it was like I wasn't enjoying that process.
Yeah.
And I think I had to battle it out in my own way and figure out what worked for me and in an authentic way where it's
Yeah.
like, no one's like I'm gonna take all the information everyone's giving me, but like make it into my own version and that
Exactly.
version that's like, yes, this is working. I'm
Yeah.
happy. This is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Um, yeah, it's just like molding it into the mother that you want to be. You can take all the advice from anyone, but you gotta adapt it to what works for you.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, like I said, I started like getting out of the house once I was like 3 months postpartum. And once
Yeah.
I like
Well,
went outside, I feel like that made everything better. Like for me, the thing that would make me
you didn't
dread.
even go outside. Like
No,
outside.
no, it was literally so hot. We went out, I
Yeah.
remember we went outside to like a community meeting,
Uh-huh.
and I think that was my first like outing with my
Wow.
husband. And we literally walked there and I was like, this is terrible. It's so hot. Like I don't want to do this. And so we
Why
went.
are we walking? Why are we walking?
Right. We stayed for the meeting. I don't even know why. I just wanted to get out of the house and then I just like suffered the whole way. But then like eventually like it got better. And then
Yeah.
now for me for a while now, like it was just like if I stay in the house, I'm gonna just dread the day. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
a horrible day if I stay inside all day. That
Right.
for me is like I have to get out of the house. Otherwise, I'm just gonna like sit on my phone. I'm not gonna be present with my son.
Yeah.
I'm like I'll play with him, but like I'll be sitting there and I will want to be on my phone.
Right.
And so
Right.
for me, like the biggest thing is just like getting out of the house so that I can like get outside, get fresh air,
Yeah.
let Anthony just be feral out in a park somewhere. Fine.
Honestly, yes. It's amazing. It's so good for you. It's
Yeah.
so good for you. It's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's really wise for moms. Like it's not only good for your kid, it's like amazing for ourselves.
Yeah.
In America, we actually have a huge vitamin D deficiency. We're not
Yeah, we
outside.
do.
We're not outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wild.
It's wild. And that's the like I could talk about this forever. Global warming. Oh my goodness. The summer, it was so hot. I was like trying to have my walks and
Yeah.
I just had to keep canceling because it's like 101 heat index and you can't take babies outside in that kind of heat.
Yeah.
And then so it's just like, well, how do I go outside? Like how do we that is so hard for me because like I said, like just staying inside it makes me dread the day.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's
That's
hard.
so true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
thankfully now it's fall and I can have my Be More Mama walks.
Yes, with pumpkin lattes.
With yes, exactly.
Oh my God,
Mm,
yeah. Yes, so how can people like follow you, follow your mom walks? Like how do people get in touch with you?
yes. Okay, so we're on Instagram at Be More Mamas Co. BMOREMAMASCO. And then I also have like a private Facebook group in case you're not on Instagram. It's Be More Mamas Community. And yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So what I'm
So
gonna do, I'm gonna put that in the description, so people can follow you and if if they're local, they can come to your
yes, come to my walks. I do walks, like I try to do them. Okay, I try to do at least 2 a month, but I
yeah.
usually plan more than that. And I like I said in the beginning, I have to keep things convenient for me. So usually they're in Baltimore City,
Yeah.
but it's for moms of like any wherever you're at in your motherhood or pregnancy. Like you could be pregnant, trying to
Oh, I
conceive, you could
love
be
that.
first time mom, second time mom, you could be like you could come even if your kid is like in elementary school. Like it's not just for like babies. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
like I said, like I mean, I try to be accepting of everyone, like any decent human being should do. Like I feel
right.
like if there's one thing I want somebody to know when they come to my walks, it's you can talk to me about anything and even if I'm judging you, it's gonna all be mental and I truly like I don't care.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
love
care what kind of decisions you're making as long as that's what's right for you. I will always be an ear to listen and like I will never say anything negative to you about stuff like that. Like I want people to know that like I understand and like it's different for all of us and that's okay.
Oh, and I honestly get that from you, like as your friend. Like that's 1000% who you are. Like
Yeah.
I've never felt judged from you in any capacity at all. Like at all. And if
Good.
anything, you're always like empathic and just like, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Because
just
we're,
always
we're
feel like
all
so
allowed to
warm.
feel what we feel. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah.
girl, you're a gem. Thank you
Oh,
so much for coming on the podcast. This was such a fun convo. I can't wait to
this is
publish
so fun. I could literally talk to you for hours.
our. And we have.
And we have, and we do.
We do. All
Thank
right,
you for
girl.
having
Love
me,
you.
Haley.
We'll
All
chat
right, love
soon.
you. Sounds good.
Thank you for tuning in to Healing with Haley. If you enjoyed this episode, I think you'll love my new 6-week coaching program. It's designed to help women embrace and love their bodies just as they are. Together, we'll explore your thoughts, meet them with compassion, and start releasing the ones that hold you back. Ready to start your journey to self-love? Join me and let's make this change together. Click the link in the podcast description below.